one of those that it's exciting for many of us what that's going to mean to all of Kansas, not just Southwest Kansas, as a great support tool to the Kansas dairy industry. So I believe joining us via WebEx, we do have the President CEO of Hilmar Cheese, David Olam. Mr.
Yes.
Olam, are you with us? Yes.
Yes,
Hey,
I am.
good to see you again. And
Good to see you.
we met in Dodge City at the groundbreaking. So the floor is yours. You have, we can go through your presentation, and then we'll take questions if you're up to that.
That'd be terrific.
Okay.
And I think you have my presentation up on your end. There it is. I can see it now. So
Yes.
Thank you. Perfect. Well, I'll jump in and then I'll take questions at the end. First, I want to thank you, Mr. Chairman, and members of the committee for the opportunity to speak with you and be with you today. It's an honor and to give you an update on our Dodge City project and answer any questions. As the chairman said, my name is David Olam, CEO of Hilmar Cheese Company. Maybe we can go ahead and flip to the next slide as a quick reminder of kind of who we are and what we do for those of you unfamiliar. Hilmar was established in 1984. It's a private company owned by 11 dairy farmer families. There you see a picture of them to the left, our original founding owners whose families still own and control the company. We've grown since our inception to become a large producer of natural American cheese. So that would be cheddar, Monterey Jack, pepper jack, those type of varieties we call natural American. We're also a producer of whey protein concentrate as well that goes into infant formulas, sports nutrition, bars, beverages, and the like. We've got manufacturing facilities, large one in California, in the Texas Panhandle, and by the end of the year, one up and running in Dodge City, Kansas as well. And we export to about 50 countries around the globe. And we can go to the next slide here. I think to really understand, though, who Hilmar is, you have to understand something I call the Hilmar way. We call the Hilmar way around here, really our purpose, our vision, our values, our why, what, and how we do things around here. And I'm not going to dwell on this slide long, but just speak to a couple of things. One, this purpose statement we have of improving lives. What does that look like? I often say, for those of you that have eaten cheese, I think it's easy for you to understand how your life can be improved by cheese. That's an obvious one to some folks. But there's other things we do with our products and our infant formula ingredients that can literally improve the quality of life for a mother and infant in the first 90 days of life. We look farther to other stakeholders, to our employees. How do we create a place where we grow employees, a place where they can flourish and grow their career, and how do we invest in ways that communities flourish? And that's what segues into our venture into Dodge City, Kansas. We hope to do that with employees and also with the community there. And then we live by this value of relationship. Our owners don't think quarter by quarter, they think in terms of generations. And we believe in long-term mutually beneficial relationships, something that's good for both parties. So that's what we aspire to do in Dodge as we move forward. But let's go ahead to the next slide. And I remember kind of wandering around Topeka 2 years ago. I think I visited with a few of you as we had a dream to do something in Dodge City. At that time, we were, I'd say, coming out of the COVID malaise or still in it, trying to get a project off the ground. And we said we wanted to go invest $600+ million in Southwest Kansas. And we're on our way to doing that. And we'll be well north of 600 when it's said and done. We said we break ground that fall, and we did break ground on September 30th. We're looking to hire 250 people at the manufacturing facility, and we're on our way to that and to be operational this fall. Fast forward the clocks to the next slide. You can see this is what things look like today. So this dream is now more of reality. It's definitely reality. I don't know about you, but I think the real life image looks a lot better than the artist rendition. It also looks a little bigger in real life. The next slide is a few details, kind of construction. Construction is very much underway. We've got 500 plus contractors on site each and every day putting this facility together. The building is enclosed. Today we're at the phase of, I'd say, stuffing it full of all the processing equipment we need to make cheese and whey products that we make. Lots and lots of stainless steel going into that facility as well. And you can see some of that on the next slide as we advance. And these are some fun pictures of some air handling units being moved onto the roof of the facility by helicopter. You see a dryer cone. This is a spray at the bottom of a spray dryer that's used to dry whey protein concentrate for those infant formula and sports nutrition products that I spoke about as well. And as we step to the next slide, just a quick little hiring update on where we're at. This is already out of date in the last week or two, but I think our current number is we've hired 35 people that we have on the ground in Dodge. We had a big job fair in conjunction with the workforce center there in Dodge City, and on the February 20th, I think we had 500 people show up. So we're looking forward, and we've already begun bringing some of those folks onto our team, and we're going to be back again this summer and this fall with some more hiring fairs as we ramp up through October as we move forward. Just in conclusion, on the next slide, and then I'll open it to questions. I just want to say thanks. I want to say thanks to this committee and the support from the early days, but really the whole state of Kansas. So our interaction from day one at the local city level, county, throughout the state level and the legislature and the governor's office and Department of Commerce, we've had a very favorable, positive experience. At the outset of the project, at our groundbreaking, I think I said it's now time to get the heck into Dodge. And I can tell you at this point, 18 months later, we're very glad we did. And we're looking forward to building out that long-term, mutually beneficial relationship that I spoke to earlier. So thanks again for the opportunity. And with that, I'll open it up, Mr. Chairman, if that's okay for questions.
Okay, Mr. Allen, thank you so much. Questions for Hillmar Dairy, Representative Blex?
Thank you, and thank you for your presentation and certainly deciding on Kansas as a location for your business. Appreciate that. I'm from the southeastern part of the state, so haven't seen the plant, but are you taking this from the milking process all the way to full production? Can you explain that to me, and how much automation? Is it pretty much, all automated?
No, good question. So let's say our business model is we work with independent dairy farmers who supply us. So we'll be working with other dairy producers in Southwest Kansas. Some are existing, some are in the process of building dairies right now who will supply us with milk. And then we convert that into the cheese products, cheese and whey products. And yes, I would say this is a state-of-the-art facility. It's not completely automated. Obviously, we have 250 employees in there, but those are very much, I would say, skilled jobs. And I think we're bringing career-type jobs for individuals into that rural Southwest Kansas region.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair, and I prefer Longhorn Colby type mix or something, and that's kind of hard to come by sometimes, but certainly you're shipping worldwide. Did I catch that, or are you just more or less in the United States?
No, great question. So yes, we export to over 60 countries around the globe. So, and we're selling our cheese products to all the major players, both retail, food service. So a lot of our product, you won't see it under the Hillmar label, but you're probably consuming it under either private label or brand or food service throughout the United States.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Other questions? Oh, Representative.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, sir, for your presentation. This is Dave Younger. I live in Southwest Kansas, and we very much appreciate you having out there. And just a comment, I drive by there about every week, and I'm just amazed at how that plant has grown over the last 18 months. So thank you for all you're doing out there. And quick question, how many employees do you think you're going to have there?
We'll have 250 employees.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Representative Younger. Sorry, a little brain pause there. I knew who you are. Representative Schlingensiepen.
Thank you for your presentation, Mr. Allam. I just want to make a comment, and that is that I'm excited that you're bringing your industry, your business to Kansas. And I hope that, I know you think in generations, but hopefully in one regard you could think in a smaller time scale. We hope that maybe in time, and I do not expect you to answer this, but I hope in time you might consider working with the dairy, with the idea of the new dairy barn at K-State, and develop a close relationship with the folks there that are helping to innovate and help dairy producers work more efficiently, and we're hoping that maybe Hilmar at some point in time will become a partner in that project. Thank you.
Great. Yeah, thanks. Not aware of the specifics of the project, but be happy. It sounds like something we'd be happy to explore. And as you noted, right now, my prime focus is starting this facility up. And I think what we would look to those things as we move forward. Excited to explore that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Can you talk about the relationship that this plant is having with DC3 Dodge City Community College? I know you've been able to work with them, I believe, to have some classes that bring certification, that you'll have employees, boots on the ground there, they're being trained right now on your systems. Is that correct?
Yes, we're working closely with the community college there. They've been great partners. I think our staff is, let's say, helping as they develop curriculum that will start to build the skills of the community that will feed our facility long term.
Representative Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for that informative presentation. My first question to you today is, obviously from your presentation, Hilmar has significant experience dealing with establishing business in 2 other states, and now Kansas would be the third, and it may be beyond that, I don't know. I just gathered that from your presentation. But what has been your experience in dealing in Kansas with our public policies? How has that been either helpful or probably more important, how has that been difficult here? And what advice do you have for us as far as moving forward and establishing public policy here in the state of Kansas?
Oh, good question. Generally, I would say, and in comparison to other experiences I've had, Kansas is doing a great job. And so what I have seen is, let's say it's been a business-friendly context, and encouraging that business-friendly climate has been something that's very positive and well received by me. The other thing I've just found throughout the local representatives and at the state level, just a can-do attitude of helping you get things done. And it's not that there's not hoops we need to jump through and process and procedures, which are all understood and very warranted. But we have found very receptive people to help us walk us through that process. And it's not just go figure it out on your own. It's let us help you be successful and make sure we set this venture and this enterprise up to be successful long term and to comply with everything that needs to be complied with. So I don't have too many specific criticisms. I have more positive, I'd say, praise for what we've encountered.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. I have another question, kind of dovetailing off of that a little bit. Now that the plant is nearing completion, it appears to me that you will be highly dependent on the transportation system of the state. Having lived there close to Dodge City quite some time ago, but for a 5-year period of time, I am a little familiar with the highway system out there. You're quite a ways away from the interstate. They're on Highway 50. What are going to be the needs transportation-wise going forward to provide adequate transportation for raw material or your milk into the plant and transporting your finished product or the cheese out of there? And what do we need to expect as public policymakers to anticipate and work towards to meet that need?
Oh, good question. And I think we are on track to have the transportation infrastructure. So ks.gov has pledged some activities. Some of that is around what is known, I believe, as Rawhide Road that plugs into a couple of the more significant bypasses. And forgive me for not remembering the names off the top of my head there. So I think the only thing at play is we need to finish those projects, and they are telling me they're committed to, and that infrastructure will be in place by the time we're up and operational. So I think it's continuing those pledges, and what we've started should provide adequate road infrastructure for the ingress and egress of our facility.
Go ahead.
Thank you. If I may, can I have one more question? As a company, do you have any comment about our permitting process here in the state as compared to other states, and or our tax structure as it relates to your business compared to other states you do business in?
Well, compared to California, it is much more favorable and friendly and easier to navigate. It's hardly even a comparison. And I would say very competitive to Texas and other states, more business-friendly states, has been our encounter.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you. Other questions? Representative Featherston?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. What kind of wage range do you expect to see at the plant, and will workers expect to receive things like health insurance and retirement and those kind of benefits?
Yeah, no, great. Yes, we have an excellent benefits package, medical, dental, vision, and 401k matching. So very comprehensive. I typically see our benefits as being, the top quartile of market offerings that are out there. And we're paying a very competitive skilled wage that has beat some of the initial assessments, I think even initially of what we said we were going to do when we were coming into the marketplace.
Good.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Do you see the opportunity to reach out to the large Hispanic population we have in Southwest Kansas and employ them?
Yes, let's say we, our doors are open to all, and we look to wherever we can find folks who are willing to step into these skilled roles and fulfill those duties. We're going to look for ways to engage and employ those folks. And that would be our experience in our other facilities in Texas, California, that we've been able to tap into whatever the local market represents.
Thank you. We're excited to have you in Kansas.
Representative Schlingensieben?
I just wanted to ask a question about the role that water plays in your industry, and given kind of the increasing paucity of water supply in Kansas that we've talked about for so long. How is your facility? I assume your facility is state of the art when it comes to reutilizing water in every possible way. Could you just comment on that a little bit, please?
I'd be happy to. And undoubtedly, I say if you live or work in the Western United States, water should be on your radar screen. And it's definitely on ours as well. It's a precious resource that we must appropriately steward. That's why we've invested heavily, really, in a couple areas. One is just reducing what we use and minimizing what we use. So we do this through technology, through low flow nozzles, conductivity sensors, minimizing kind of cleaning regimes through our facility. And then the second area, and this is where we've done a lot of work over the past 20 years, is around recycling and reusing water. So in our world, each day we're bringing in truckloads and truckloads of milk, and milk is 88% water. Through our process, we extract the solids and put it into cheese and protein, and we're left with water that we remove minerals, and we reuse that water. We remove minerals through state-of-the-art membrane technology, and then we reuse that water in our facility for some equipment uses, for washing our facility. After we do that, it's captured again when it goes down the drain, and the organics are removed. In Texas, in California, we do that ourselves in Dodge City. The city will be doing that. They can flare out, or they can produce natural gas or methane gas with that capture of the organic materials and create energy. And then at the end of the day, that water can be used again to irrigate and grow corn, and ideally feed it back to cows, and the loop starts all over again. So that recycling loop of water that we have allows us to utilize much less groundwater than we would otherwise. In fact, in our California facility, over 60% of the water we use each day is recycled water.
Thank you. If I can follow up just briefly and just ask about the methane that you referred to. Are you using that partially to power your own plant, or is it Dodge City that'll be using that?
In Dodge City will be utilizing that and have the benefit of that renewable energy that is created.
Thank you.
How many other members do we have online? I'm receiving a message that one member's trying to get in, but it's not letting him join. Do we have other members online? Okay, is there a way we can check from the other side? You know, we have our conferee here, but nobody else evidently can get in. Is there anything we can do about that?
Send a new link.
Okay, that's fine. So, okay, we'll continue to move on. A couple more minutes if you have time for questions. I guess the other thing too is without the milk, you don't have the plant. And I believe I heard this week or late last week, there's a proposed dairy ready to come in just right east of town, east of Dodge City, around Kinsley. And do you have the milk you need, or will you have the milk you need contracted locally by the time you go online? Or I know there was some discussion possibly having to bring it from south, or where are you at with there? What can you disclose with us on that situation?
Yeah, as of today, we have the milk contracted to come in locally. Everything that's contracted is within Southwest Kansas. So we can go as far as 150 mile radius from our facility to bring that in. But it's a combination of, we've got a couple new projects underway in the market. So new builds, new construction, one expansion I think was more recently completed. And then some existing milk that's in the facility, and some individuals that already work with us, milk that was moving south that will now move north.
The whey market, is that still very profitable, somewhat profitable, marginal? Where is that right now? Or
Well,
you just, yeah.
Like any commodity business, it depends on which day you ask me. As I say in this business, we have highs and lows, and we hope it averages out to a living. Today it's averaging out to a living.
Okay. Well, you know, that is one that can fluctuate quite a bit. So, and if it's at a big part. Other questions that we have? Anything else you need from us? I mean, this is Kansas. You've thanked for what's gone on, but anything else that we need to know with Hilmar as it gets ready to come online? Or I believe we're close to helping also with the transportation issue. We're looking at proviso to help get that finished up around the plant, so that it doesn't disrupt traffic, but also is good for you to get those trucks in and out on a daily basis when things are rolling. So I think that is one that we can all support as well. So that may be something. So Any other questions from the committee? You know, if any final words, Mr. Allam, and then we'll let you go.
I guess, again, I just reiterate my thanks, and I have no specific asks to bring up today. I really wanted to just thank you for those that have been involved and give a real good progress update. And I feel like doors are open to continue a conversation if we bump into any hurdles on the way, and we'll bring those forward.
Very
Thanks for
good.
that.
Okay, and again, what, do we have a soft opening, or do you have a day possibly in mind for kind of that grand opening that people might be able to take part in that celebration, maybe?
We're going to begin making cheese in the fall of this year.
Okay.
So, and there's nothing, at least with my team, there's nothing soft about when that opening date is. It's very firm. It has to happen. The milk is coming our way, so we have to have a place to put it.
So how does that work? Will you have milk 2 days before? In this process, how much milk do you have? Did you have to have, and how long does it? What's its lifespan before it has to be made into cheese?
Well, we need to make it into cheese very quickly. So typically, anything we bring into our facility is made into cheese the same day. You can sit on it a day or 2 or 3, but generally we're doing it within 24 hours. We're turning it into finished product. And what will happen is we bring milk on it. We're not bringing it all on at once. It's staggered and will ramp up through really into 2025. So we'll start out with smaller volumes, iron out all the wrinkles, and then continue to add volume and make it much more complicated.
Very good. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your flexibility to reschedule. You were scheduled in February, but the weather, imagine that, Kansas weather didn't cooperate. And so, but timing for the rest of the other side didn't work, but we're glad you were able to join us. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for the accommodation. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Okay, very good. Okay, committee, we're off tomorrow, and Monday we are not meeting. Tuesday, we have a bill hearing. No. Tuesday, we're also called the chair, and right now the chair is going to call no meeting. And then so Wednesday, we will have a bill hearing, and then Thursday, probably work it unless somebody convinces the chairman to do emergency final action. Yes. Yeah. If the chairman just make up his mind what he wants to do, we would have to keep making revisions. So again, Wednesday, Thursday right now is the plan, and then the next week will be we'll kind of our last full week. And at this time, unless there's some sort of magical bill that comes up, we will have one informational hearing on right to repair, and also Jessica can add with K-State 105 update as kind of required to let us know what's going on with that program. So anything else for the committee or the good of the cause? It has rained since many of us got here this morning, so be careful about that. And if you want to stick around, we're going to talk the budget in an hour in this room. So with that, we are adjourned. Have a good weekend.